But yeah,
Uh,
I get it. Because this is kind of mine. If you saw over this side, it's all Ninja Turtles and Kenner Terminator and real Ghostbusters and stuff like that and Evil Dead. So this is my little fortress of solitude, but mixed in with audio trash. So
that's all right. Surrounded by what you love. That's what you got to do.
that's right, man. That's exactly right. That's right. But you've been well. You look really well, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel good. Things are going excellent in Wednesday 13 world right now.
And I do have to ask, how the fuck are you aging backwards?
I don't know. I'm not going to question it. The evil powers of rock and roll have been kind to me.
Yes. Yeah, they have. Got to find out what that secret is. But dude, of course, you recently did a show with Vimic to honor Joey. A
Yeah,
few
just this
weekends ago.
past weekend. Yep.
Wow, man, that looked incredible.
It was really it was emotional. It was great to do that with his family involved, and they organized the whole thing and they asked us to be a part of it. So I didn't have much involvement other than just our set, but it was awesome to sit back and watch all the different drummers that came out and played, and it was just cool. And the way they ended the show and bringing out Joey's mask and jumpsuit was pretty was something it was pretty epic, and I was glad to be a part of it, man. It was a really really cool thing, and I've been doing this Murder Dolls celebration
Mm.
for the last 2 years pretty much. And as much as I love doing that, I love playing those songs. I was saying earlier to someone, I was like, it was like having a memorial for my friend every night for the
Yeah,
last 2 years, and it's
yeah,
and it's draining. As much as I love doing that, I was kind of with that show last week Friday. It was like that was the final one to close it out. I needed some closure on that, so that was a good way to sort of end it. So as far as like I said, I love playing the murder doll stuff, but it just it was emotional. Every night it was like having another memorial for my friend all around the world, and it was just
yeah.
that can suck it out of you real quick. When you're trying to have a fun show and your brain's elsewhere.
Man, I could imagine that would have been very difficult, but you smashed it on that tour, dude.
Thank you, thank you.
Incredible, incredible, dude. But you're coming back to Australia again. We never get sick of seeing you. You can come down here
No,
every week, and we'd be like, yeah, fuck, let's go.
it's
Um,
been great for me there. Everybody likes Wednesday 13 in Australia. I don't know why, and I don't question it, but I love it.
when are you just gonna move here, man? You might as well. You're here so many times. You might as well just move here, and we'll look
Yeah,
up.
just get a house there. That'd be cool. I could start storing my some gear and build a stage there. That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're coming down with Kim Dracula,
Hmm.
who's from Tassie.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Have you done any shows with them before?
No, I think he may have been on a festival that we did last year, but we didn't get a chance to see him because the stages were so far apart from each other. But I definitely had heard the name Kim Dracula. Anything with the name Dracula in it, I have to go check it out. So I heard about him, I guess maybe a year or two ago, and our band, I showed the video. I was like, check this dude out. This is pretty stunning visually, and um, so yeah, I knew his name, and my our agents somehow spoke, and we got promote or presented with the would you want to come to Australia, and would you want to do it with Kim Dracula? And I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. So for me, it's just to get in front of a different audience is always a plus. We come to Australia, as you know, many many times, and we have a dedicated following there, but it's usually not doesn't really get beyond that. It's not getting bigger and bigger, so it's always a thing where if you can bring in some new people, and that's where Kim Dracula audience will. I'm sure there's a lot of his fans that probably don't even know about us, the same as some of my fans don't know about him. So I think it's going to be a good crossover of weirdos.
I think so too, and that's a cool thing. You gotta
Yes,
you gotta unite the weirdos.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But your new album, of course, Mid Death Crisis, is killer too. I do
Thank
fucking
you
love
so
that
much.
album.
I'm so proud of it. It's the reaction to it has been overwhelming. The fans love it, and I knew they were going to like it. I didn't know it was going to be over the top like that. I really literally have had no one complain about it.
Album number 10, dude.
Number 10.
Getting closer to album number 13. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's coming up. I don't know. I don't want to start thinking that far ahead.
that's still two ahead, mate. But of course, you've got. Is it? I can't put. I've never been able to pronounce his name. Tame? Is it Tame or Taime?
Taime. It's like
Taime.
Taime.
Me.
Like tie me down, but Taime Downe.
Taime Downe. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've from Faster Pussycat, of course.
hmm
How did that happen?
He's a friend of mine. He's also a musical influence on me. I grew up listening to Faster Pussycat, and
Hmm.
believe it or not, I actually learned how to really play guitar by learning how to play their first album. Sort of like my first, like really how I learned how to play guitar. Believe it or not, there was a tablature book, and someone told me, "Hey, you know how to read tablature?" And I'm like, "No," and they explained it to me. And I sat in my bedroom and I learned that entire record, every note off of that record, and that's really my only guitar lessons I guess I've ever had. And so you flash forward from me being, a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid listening to that to, last year. And we were in the studio. I brought that song in, and our engineer, our producer, Alex, was just like, this kind of reminds me of Faster Pussycat. And I just kind of giggled, and it's like, yeah, I guess it kind of does a little bit. And then he turned around and said, be cool to get Tammy on this. And I went, yeah, it would. And we kind of said that back and forth several times. I started doing the vocals on it. And when I did the vocals on it, he said it again. I started thinking about it again. I'm like, maybe we could call him up. So I literally just texted him and said, hey, would you want to come over here and do this? We're recording. It'd be an honor to have you on it. And he was said, when and where? And that literally was all he said. So he came down and we recorded in the studio for a couple hours. He brought a couple of dudes from Faster Pussycat over, and they sang backgrounds on the track as well. And it was just a cool, just full circle moment for me, as a literally a kid listening to Faster Pussycat in 1987. I was 11 years old.
Those moments, yeah, they're those pinch myself moments or yourself
It
moments.
is, man.
You
It's like
just
it's achieving your dreams. It's like those are my reward. Those are my
mm,
trophies. I don't get gold records and platinum records and awards from award shows like bigger huge bands do, but my rewards are these things, like having Tammy on the record, having Alice Cooper on my album a couple of years ago.
uh,
Just those are going on tour with Alice Cooper, going on tour with Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, touring with all of my heroes, and it's just I'm achieving my dream. It's one at a time, and it's slowly. I thought it would be sooner. I didn't think I'd be 50 years old still chasing the dreams, but I am, and those are that's my reward.
who's left on the bucket list for you to work with though? Like, have you got anyone that's you're
Yes.
still chasing?
I wanted, believe it or not, I wish this would have happened, but I originally had D. Snider scheduled for Necrophase, and I was going to have him. I didn't know, I didn't even get that far into it to see if he could actually do it, but I wanted him to be D. Snider as Captain Howdy. So I
Oh,
was going to have him kind of doing his Captain Howdy voice that he did on the Captain Howdy song from Twisted Sister, and he was originally going to do the intro of the hearse, but he had to pull out last minute, and so that's why that didn't happen. So the original idea was to have Alice and Dee on the same record. So Dee is my other musical hero, stage. Twisted Sisters, one of my favorite bands. Like if I need to get energized before I go on stage, I can watch a Twisted Sister uh, uh, live show or a live recording or them or Kiss, and it instantly turns the knobs on, and I'm ready to rock.
That's me with Van Halen. Before I play a show, it's
Mhm.
David Lee Roth in the headphones, getting getting ready to
There you
go,
go. There
and then
you
I do
go.
death metal, which is completely opposite.
No, just
But
whatever motivates you. I could still watch Rocky and ready to go out and do something. That motivates me. Watching, there's certain little things can motivate me, and I know what those little tricks are. So,
yes, yes. But would you ever consider putting together your own festival? You've done all the big festivals around the world, but if you could do Wednesday 13 festival, what would that look like?
I would love to do like a little traveling horror type horror punk. Believe it or not, with the lineup that we're doing coming up into the month here in Germany is with two American horror punk bands that I've toured with and played with for years and years now. The Calabrese and Blitz Kid. Those guys were around when I was still doing Frankenstein drag queens, and so we're finally doing some shows together outside of the U.S., and the tickets and everything, man, are selling crazy for that. And it's going to be our Halloween this year. So what I would like to do is take that sort of lineup, mix it in with a few horror people. So you could have like, so when you come into the convention, you could be, okay, well, I want to see these 4 or 5 bands, but over here in the corners are merchandise. But over here, I've got Texas Chainsaw Massacres, 2 people from the cast or somebody from this. And you could have sort of a mixed traveling horror festival that entertains the whole thing, and in between bands, you have maybe not necessarily music. You have a projector playing old school movies, and that's what I would do.
So how do I just transfer you all the money for those tickets?
See, you
Yeah,
like it.
right.
All right, we got 1 ticket
All right.
sold.
Yeah, yeah, one. All right, I'm just gonna throw you my whole wallet, dude.
All right,
I'll
let's
just,
do it. We could maybe buy a few tickets now.
yeah, man, let's go.
All right,
That's a
do
fucking
it.
great idea. That is such a good idea. But of course, Halloween coming up, you get asked all the time what your favorite horror movies are. But what I want to know is,
Mhm.
have you ever had an experience on the road or in your life, paranormal or weird, or something that you can't explain that has sort of stuck with you throughout the years?
Uh, yeah. And again, I think back to it. I don't know what it was, and it's less creepy now than it used to be, or maybe not. I don't know. Um, but my house that my father still lives in right now is a house I moved in when I was probably, like I said, 11 years old or whatever. When I started learning the Faster Pussycat record. When we first moved in, some people from the neighborhood came by and introduced themselves, and a few people told us that the house made a joke. This house is. They say this house used to be haunted. This is in the country, so that's why I'm using
Yeah.
my country. This house used to be haunted or something. So of course I'm a little kid going, yeah, cool, listen for anything. And um, the first month we were in there, I definitely heard some weird noises at night, and I heard somebody yell "shut up" one time, and it wasn't anybody in my house or my family told me to shut up. There was this. We had an attic, one of those attics you pull down from the ceiling, and it had like this. Had like a little rope that you pulled down on it. And I used to, of course, I've always been into horror movies, so I had like a severed hand hanging from it, and it'd been hanging there since we had moved into the house. And one night I heard something just like this in the dark, and I turned on the light, and that rope was swinging, and then that hand was on the ground. So that was kind of creepy, but that wasn't the creepy thing. So I used to watch Headbangers Ball every Saturday night. It was on from midnight till 3 in the morning. And my dad, I would sleep on the couch. Didn't have a TV in my room, so I'd watch. And my dad was like, "You turn the TV off. I don't you run my electric bill up. Turn it off when you're done watching it." So 3 o'clock, I set this timer on the TV, and it turns off. And I'm literally just falling asleep, and out of the corner of my eye, I don't know if this is a dream. I don't know. I cannot. This is why I can't understand what this is. I felt like, so what I remember is I'm falling asleep and I see something shiny in the corner of my eye, and I feel something up to my throat, and I hear a voice in my ear saying, Do you want to see my face? Do you want to see my face? Do you want to see my fucking face? And I can't even, I'm going, I can't even catch my breath. I don't know what, I'm in complete darkness. I don't know what this is. I feel something against my throat. And I somehow muster up enough to go, no. And it goes away. I sit straight up and I have no idea.
Dude,
It's creepy, right?
that's incredible. That's
I
incredible.
don't know what that is. What is that? What was that?
Man, that's an awesome story.
Yes.
Of course, your granddaughter is probably about the same age as my granddaughter now, about 7 or 8, right?
She's 8 right now. She'll be 9 next year. Yeah.
Yeah, about the same age. So is she aware? Of course, she'd be aware what you do, but does she get involved? Is she part of?
No, my granddaughter, she lives. I mean, I live in California. She lives in North Carolina, so I don't get to see her as often as I would like. But she loves the band. She comes to some of the shows. I usually put makeup on her. She loves it. My daughter didn't care about it like this. My granddaughter thinks it's the coolest thing ever. So it's crazy how that's skipped her, but hopped into her. She loves it. So I wouldn't be surprised if my granddaughter is starts a band or does something musically or but yeah, she's into it. She gets it, and she loves the Halloween horror imagery stuff. Like because she usually sees me because in North Carolina when I go visit her,
Mm.
there's a horror movie convention that I go, and I mean there's everyone there from Evil Dead to Chainsaw, and then I'm in the middle of it, and she comes to those. She doesn't see me that often, so she always thinks when I come to town I bring Halloween with me.
Ah,
So it's a good thing, but I have a big expectations to live up to.
oh, that's so cute, man. That's awesome. Yeah, my granddaughter, she's always she draws me little pictures of me on stage.
That's
Little stick
awesome.
figures. It's the best. It's the best. But of course, what's next for you, man? After this tour and everything, what's the future looking like for what's ahead?
Well, it's the holidays, so we'll have a little break because we go straight from Europe, UK, quick break at home to repack our bags and go to Australia. Then we're back for Christmas and New Year's, and then we're right back out in the middle of January in the US. We're on tour with a German band, Lord of the Lost, in the US, supporting them, which is going to be a killer tour. And after that, I'm looking at possibly first time South America, Mexico, if that lines up correctly. We're getting summer festivals lined up for Europe again next year. A couple of tours I'm fingers crossed I can make happen or be a part of as support that our fans would totally dig. So I got a lot of stuff in the works, maybe possibly a live album in between this and the next studio album. So staying busy and having fun.
Awesome, man. And we need some vinyl reissues. We need to. I know it's a
Yeah,
difficult thing.
we're looking at Transylvania getting that done. Hopefully sometime soon. We were trying to get it out this year, but we contacted who to we have to ask to get permission to do it through Universal since that's what it's released with. But I think they're going to give us the green light. We just didn't get it right when we wanted to get it out by the end of the year. So it will happen, and I'm probably going to reissue Fang Bang as well if I can, and that way I get my entire catalog finally released on vinyl just for the collectors like myself.
We need a box set. We need a big fucking
Yeah, that could be
Wednesday
cool
box set.
too. That could be cool too. So we'll see.
I'll just throw, as I said, I'm just going to throw you my wallet, man, and I'll remortgage
Do
my
it.
house. I'll
Let's do it.
set my car. But my collection stays here.
Uh,
It's a different thing. But
all
yeah.
right.
But brother, it's always good to see you.
Yes, man.
We'll see you in Brisbane, and till then, take care and have a great Halloween, brother.
All right, dude. See you next time.
See you, man.